Okay, it looks like I didn't save my progress since the last video, so I'm going to kind of recap. Yeah, I need to drag the main camera into the Steve character and get the camera set in a spot that I want. So I think for my view, I want to be directly behind Steve and maybe rotate on the, let's see, what is it the x-axis that I want to rotate on? Let's see if I go by 15. Is that what I want? Okay, that's not bad. So kind of above angle on him. Okay, let's just try that. And okay, so now let's see when we play, the camera now, follows Steve around wherever I go. Okay, and you could see in the scene area that he's moving. In the game, it doesn't look like he's moving because there's no real reference points. I guess I can walk all the way to the edge of the cliff and then you could see in the game the game area window that we're actually moving. Okay, so we're going to fall forever now. Okay, so let's try scripting. Try a little script to make him rotate around, and so we could look around a little bit. Now this won't be, I don't think, perfect control system, but just kind of get you used to how to script. So we're going to open up our Steve Mover code. Now when you double click it, I think in your lab it's going to open up Dreamweaver. I'm using Visual Studio Code, and I'm just going to write something here for a test real quick. I'm going to say if you write debug log, and you have to capitalize it correctly, and we say input mouse position, you're going to learn a little bit. Okay, so if you save this, and let's just run our game one more time, in the console down here, when you play this, you should get information about where the mouse is, and you can see it's changing when I move, and you can see the X, Y, and Z position in those parentheses. That's the X, Y, Z. And so what we're going to do is we're going to use that information. We're going to take this out. I'm just going to kind of, right here in the update, I'm going to say if the mouse, if the input dot mouse position and its X position, if it's greater than, and you have to capitalize everything correctly or it won't work, okay? So pay attention to capitalization, follow along with what I'm doing here. If it's greater than the screen width divided by 2, so that would be the halfway point of the screen, well then let's do something, okay? So we're going to say, we're going to go ahead and to actually get, so there's this word transform, and that talks about the your game objects, all of his information about him, his position, his size, and stuff like that. So we're going to say we're going to rotate and his rotation value, and we're going to say 0.0 and then float. That's a decimal point, and you have to actually put the F there. If you're new to coding, that's going to be quite bizarre why you would write that for a number, but that's what you do. And so we're going to say space.self because we're writing in C# now, the language that we're using. So it's a float. We'll talk about that later. Okay, so let's just save this, Control S, and then we're going to go into transform does not contain a definition for rotate. Okay, fair enough. There is no definition for rotate. Okay, so let's see. I misspelled rotate and wrote rotate. Okay, so let's save that. Okay, and here we go. Let's clear and see if I got rid of the errors. And so if my mouse goes to this side, I'm rotating. Okay, good. And I can stop my rotation when I go to the left side of the screen. Okay, and so let's just get to the other side of that and rotate it if we move to the left side of the screen. So if input.mouse position dot x is less than screen.width, okay, divided by 2. Let's see what happens if we say transform dot rotate, not rotate. Wait, why is it back like that again? Huh. Rotate. So this is the x coordinate. We don't want to rotate on the x, otherwise he would like do a front flip or a back flip. Okay, so that's the x coordinate. So we're rotating on the y, which is vertical. So we're just gonna rotate around like imagine a pole going right through your character, and he's just rotating, spinning on the pole, so to speak. Okay, and then so now we're going to say space dot self, and here we go. So now if we go to the left side of the screen, because if the mouse positions x is less than half of the width of the screen, then rotate them to the left direction. And quite honestly, I think I wrote something wrong. Wait, did I not? Okay, here we go. Wait, did we get in a pause? So something went awry. Oh, here we go. I had it paused. Now, one thing I noticed right away that I didn't do is, wait, what is going on here? It looks like I have two documents open. I'm going to close this one here. Okay. That was weird. Okay, I think I double clicked the file twice and it's kind of goofed around. So I need to do this in the negative. You know, some of you probably caught that. So I need to rotate by negative 1. That makes more sense, right? So now let's try it out. So he should be rotating left and rotating right, and I'm moving around in world space. And let me just drop some cubes in here. I thought I did this. I guess I didn't save after my last tutorial. Put that cube in front of them so you could see that. Let's just add another one, 3D object, cube, and we'll put this kind of over here so you can kind of see it. And let me make this game window bigger for you. Let's see if I could do that. Okay, so here we go. Let's hit play. And so I'm rotating, jumping, and I think in the next tutorial I'll tweak it so that he doesn't constantly rotate. Okay, I want to kind of make it so that if you move the mouse more, maybe further along to the right, like 2/3 to the side of the screen, then he would rotate rather than just halfway. So I'll come back and fix that in the next video, and it's probably going to be playing around with this part of the equation here. Okay, so if it's, you know, if it's greater than 2/3 along the way, and less than 1/3 along the way, make them rotate. Okay, then we'll add some textures and stuff, and so go ahead and have fun rotating them around, and you can adjust this number here to make it go faster or slower if you'd like. Okay, go ahead and have fun rotating your character. Have fun.